Hello, everyone. My name is Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. It's been a minute. It is football analysis. Yes, football analysis. It's a wet Saturday. Yeah, for those living in the city of Lagos. It's been raining, cat and dog. Wherever you are, please make sure you get your blankets. If you can't get your blankets, you can get your cup of coffee. Yes, your cup of coffee is really important, so that you can get heated up. Today we're going to be talking on the Euro 2020. Yes, the Euro 2020 has been ongoing. A lot of football activity. The star players are really performing in that. Please make sure you follow us on our social media platform, YouTube, and on Instagram is at CTV Live One. Yes, on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube is CTV Live One. Make sure you follow us. This program is brought to you courtesy at Damas Lee Foundation. Don't forget, we're still in the era of the COVID-19. Yes, ensure whatever it is you do, make sure you stay safe. Always go out with your nose mask and keep a social distance. Yes, please and please make sure you follow us. It's really, really important. It's at CTV Live One, SEETV LIVE1 on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. We're live right now, so tell a friend that today we're talking the Euro 2020. I've got a guest, but before I introduce you to the guest, make sure sit back, relax. We're going to break, and let me sip my coffee. Make sure you get yours. Welcome back to the show. It's still football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Muhammad, aka Maestro, your football quiz commissioner. Wow. And this live streaming channel. Yes, it's football analysis. And today we're looking at the Euro 2020. I told you before we've got a special guest in the building. But before I introduce you to this person, let's quickly give a roundup of all the fixtures for the round of 16. Yes, Euro 2020, the round of 16. We've got coming up today by 5 p.m. We've got Wales versus Denmark. Yes, Denmark they lost their first two games and they've qualified for the round of 16. I mean, it's really, really, really lovely. Also, we've got Italy versus Austria. Now, something about the Italians is they don't have a specific star apart from Insigne and co. But then the teamwork is really paid off so far. They're playing Austria later on today. Also, we've got Netherlands versus Czech Republic, Croatia versus Spain, Belgium versus Portugal. Now that one is a cracker. Belgium with De Bruyne, with Lukaku. Now Lukaku is in form right now. He's scored 3 or 2 goals lately. Yes, in the tournament, he scored 2 goals. Yes, in the tournament. Also Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo, 5 goals. Is the leading scorer, the leading goal scorer at this tournament with 5 goals. He's in form. I also have got France versus Switzerland. Yes, France versus Switzerland. We also have Sweden versus Ukraine, Germany versus England. So those are the fixtures we have for the round of 16. So I have a guest who's going to talk about these fixtures. But before that, again, let's look at the goal scorers of this tournament. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo with 5 goals. We've got Emil Forsberg of Sweden with 3 goals. We've got Jorginho Wijnaldum of Netherlands with 3 goals as well. We've got Robert Lewandowski with 3 goals. We've got Patrick Schick with 3 goals. Romelu Lukaku, as I said before, with 2 goals, and a host of others. Now, without further ado, my guest at this time is a football analyst. He's a friend of the studio. Jeremy is a welcome. You have to speak louder than that,
Right,
though.
right. It's really nice to join you, Wahab, and it's really nice to be.
I'm not sure they got your name.
Right, Musaze.
Yeah, welcome, Mrs. How are you today?
I'm very fine.
I hope you're not cold.
I'm not really. I'm wearing a short sleeve, so I'm not.
All right, great. So, Euro 2020. So far, the teams have they lived up to your expectations?
That's really been a wonderful tournament, actually, because I think from the opening day fixture, Italy versus Turkey. Turkey was supposed to be the dark horse of the tournament, but one way or the other, I think there was a spanner in their wheel. I think, but basically, looking at the group phase, that's really been nice, and the group of death did not disappoint.
Yeah, definitely. But one surprising team though, Hungary. I mean, who would have guessed that Hungary would put up such a performance? People thought that okay, they'll be the weeping, boys of in that group. Looking at the fact that we have Germany, we have Portugal, we have France, but surprisingly, they've really done well. Even though they did not qualify, for the round of 16, but they did well.
Right. I think I need to remind a lot of people that in 2016, the same group that came out third as best loser, Hungary topped that group. We should not forget that. And coming to this tournament, they've actually been on 11-game winning run. They defeated Latvia, and I think Latvia took about 4 or 5 goals from Latvia. Then coming to this tournament, nobody gave them a chance, definitely, because you don't play the world champions, the European champions, and previous world champion and hope to qualify. But I think they went down with a fight, and kudos to Makarossi and his guys.
All right, great. Today's match, Italy versus Austria. What's your take on that game?
Italians are playing at home, so I think
It's gonna be. Is it going to be an easy win?
no, maybe let's not say easy because for you to qualify from the group to the round of 16, I think you've done well for yourself.
Definitely.
But and I think this is the first time Austria is leaving the group stage in a European tournament, so they won't be able to fight. But definitely, eventually, like what Turkey did, they were able to stall, delay until the 52nd or 53rd minute, where Italians finally broke them down. So something like that. But eventually, Roberto, it is going to be definitely. I believe it is going to win this one.
Okay, moving on to the other match today, and that's between Netherlands Czech. Netherlands Czech today.
Yes.
So that'll be tomorrow. I think Netherlands Czech is tomorrow. Yeah, Netherlands Czech. Who do you think is going to win that game? Oh, before then, that Wales Denmark. Yes, Wales Denmark.
I think okay. The only issue I have now, Denmark cannot play in a Copa again this time. So They're not playing a Copenhagen game. They don't have that crowd. That crowd has
To
spurred
be
them on
behind them,
against
yeah.
Belgium and help them stomp the Russians. So they don't have that crowd, so it may be quite difficult. But I think with the momentum they've gathered so far and with what they displayed against Belgium precisely, if they do something similar today, who's going to stand a chance?
What about tomorrow, Netherlands and Czech?
I think it's going to be Patrick Schick show. But
Kudos to that guy. He's been excellent this tournament.
Patrick Schick has been one guy I followed from his early days at when he was at Roma before moving to Leipzig and now at Leverkusen. He has not been the poster boy, the star man. He was not like he's not as loud as the Justin Kluivert and the rest. But he has always been doing something very well, finding the back of the net. And now he has brought it to this tournament. When he was analyzing or when he was speaking about his goal, he said he saw David Marshall, that's the Scotland goalkeeper, off the line. He has been noticing his movement. Then you could even see the transition of play. It was not really a chance for the Czech Republic, just a deflection, and it came to Patrick Schick. He saw David Marshall off his line, and I've seen that go over and over again. You don't get tired of it. And no, let's not take anything away from the guy because if you say it's just a goal, anybody can do it. Beckham has done it, Rooney has done it, a lot of players have done it. But we saw his first goal, his movement of the ball for the cross, the way he moved and eventually attacked the ball shows someone that has it's just he has a poacher's instinct. He knows where the back of the net is and he knows how to find the back of the net. Though the other lands you cannot write them off because a team that has Memphis Depay and Jojo Wijnaldum in form. And for the record, they are both settled in terms of their club career. They made their move, got the bag, and they are happy currently. So I think playing against that team will be tough, but I think Patrick Schick will pull off something.
All right, great. Now, before we move on to Belgium, Portugal, that'll be our start match. And also, let's move on to the next match. That's Croatia, Spain. Modric versus, we have Morata there and a host of others.
I think it's going to be the battle of the midfield because Spain alone, I saw a stat that was jaw dropping. The total number of passes Spain completed against Sweden in the group stage is more than the total number of passes Sweden has completed in the tournament so far. So that's to tell you, Spain takes the ball away from you, they keep it in their house. But when you play against a midfield that has Marcelo Brozovic, Kovacic, and Luka Modric, you have a midfield that wants to hold the ball also. So it's going to be who wants it more. Because if you allow Modric on the ball, Scotland can testify. The goal he scored, that outer foot stunner he scored against Scotland. I was watching him, I was like, these guys are allowing Luka Modric to think so much, and it's not going to be good for you. You allow Modric to toy with the ball, roll around. Eventually, we'll come up with something which only him can do. And we saw the goal, and we also saw the assist. So it's going to be basically a battle of the midfield. Who wants it more? If Pedri, Sergio Busquets, and Koke can keep the ball away from the Croatians, I think they can do something and eventually qualify.
I got all about France, Switzerland.
In all honesty, I'll say no chance Switzerland. No. I think I saw the game again.
No, most people are rooting for France this tournament. They're saying they're the favourite to win it, based on the fact that they won the World Cup and all that, and they have good talent as well. They've got Mbappe, Pogba. They've got, of course, Champions League winner Kante as well. So people are saying no, it's going to be France. But I just have this feeling that Switzerland are not going to be an easy ride.
I think if you follow France development properly, after winning the World Cup, the format, because they did not play the finest of football, they just went, did counter-attacking thing, got a goal.
But this tournament, do you think they've been impressive?
That's where the masterstroke of Didier Deschamps comes in, bringing back Karim Benzema. He has added a little dynamic to the attack because if during their build-up, you hear things like Mbappe and Giroud had a clash. Giroud said Mbappe said Giroud was always waiting inside the box. But as regards Benzema, he said Benzema gets more touch of the ball than even me that I'm a winger. That's what you kind of play as Karim Benzema is. So you now play the pivot, Kante 6, Pogba 6. Then you play Griezmann in front of them. Griezmann is free. Then you have a Karim Benzema that roams. Then you now have Mbappe that knows how to do something, find the back of this, and he has intense space. So you saw it against Portugal. If not for, let's say, if Portugal, if it was under team.
Yeah, but that guy,
if was under team,
the Sanchez guy,
if it was under team. Let's say there was not Ronaldo Sanchez. It was not Portugal. Say it was Germany. That's easy way for France. where I got scared was Lucas Hernandez was not playing well. They removed him, brought in the Dié. Dié got injured. As in, I think 7 minutes into the match, he got injured. And they had to bring in Rabiot. And they still played, Rabiot played auxiliary left back. and they still played Portugal that well. So if you're playing against Switzerland that will literally struggled and had to wait for some days before they qualify as best loser from their group, eh, and you're playing against this France with Karim Benzema, forget it. There's no chance Switzerland, honestly. No chance Switzerland.
All right, there's no chance Switzerland. Let's go to England, the Three Lions versus Germany, the German machine.
But I think England, because they are playing in front of their fans, they want to do something. They have always been shouting, "Football is coming home, it's coming home." Since 1966, we have not seen
But
football.
sorry to cut you short, yeah. To be very honest, yeah, I'm quite disappointed with the team. That's the English team because with the caliber, with the expectation, a lot of people, the hopes that with the likes of Rashford, Grealish, Mount, Declan Rice, Harry Kane, so many talents in that English that squad, and they barely like left the group. Like they were not really convincing. Now playing against a Germany that a lot of people wrote off based on the fact that Germany are no longer the Germany that people used to know. But funny enough, they've done well in this tournament. That are playing against England.
Okay, Germany playing against England has to be something everybody has to watch out for because the English
Yeah,
are
it's
very,
going to be very interesting.
the English,
Very interesting.
the
It's a
English,
match I want to see.
yes, yes, the English are very fast. We should not forget that. But I think there's a problem with the English national team. Harry Southgate has struggled to find his squad, like his starting level. If there's anything he knows, it's just his pivots. That's Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice, then Harry Kane, and the goalkeeper. I think those are the untouchables in the team because we saw he took. Imagine taking four right backs to a tournament. Like it sounds first of all outrageous.
Now, according to him, he said because those right backs those right backs rather can do it.
Face from the embarrassment or the backlash that comes from the press. So if Gareth Southgate wants to go past Germany, because we saw what Germany can do when they face the Portuguese in the group stage. The switch of play from Kimmich and Robin Gosens was really effective, and precisely Nelson Semedo could not cope. He could not cope because it was all over the place. Gosens kept running at him, and from Gossens wing, 3 goals came out from that place. So if something like that is going to happen again, England knows they have their hands full and they have to keep up. And I think first of all, if he gets his lineup correctly, then we can tip England to maybe get this one over Germany. But if he doesn't, if he goes around with the way he has in the Darling and this one today, Saka tomorrow, Sancho the next 5 minutes, and everything, I'm not sure England has anything.
But you do realize that this is the 13th meeting between England and Germany at Wembley Stadium. England have won 4 of that, but are winless in their last 7 against the Germans at the National Stadium. Do you think that England can surprise the world and beat Germany?
I think saying England can surprise the world. If it was a friendly match, I would say yes. But it's a competition. We know England's record in competitions of recent. They have not done anything. Anything. I think the fathers. Let's go back to Italia 90 for Gascoigne and the rest. I think they pushed a bit then in the Euros, I think Euros 92, even 1996, where they hosted, they did not do anything serious. They just came, football will come home, we have been hearing, and it has never
You were saying something backstage that England have had the likes of Lampard, Gerrard, those were, but I still did not do anything.
They did not even go to Euros 2008. Let's not forget, they did not qualify. They went to the 2010 World Cup with the oldest squad. David James was 40 something. They took Robinson. Players that were literally retired went to the World Cup and they came out the way they went, they came out. So we saw they lost 4-1 to Germany, let's not forget. With Frank Lampard hitting the crossbar and everything brought about the goal line technology. Let's not forget that. So a team that has a very recent record of 4 new trash in a major tournament against you, I'm not sure. There's nothing damning.
Let's leave the England squad now. Let's go to the German squad quickly before we go to the next match. Kai Havertz. What's his name now? Tony Cruz. Timo Werner. Do you think they've lived up to the hype?
Okay, I think the hype on Kai Havertz was quite dicey in the sense we never knew if he was going to start, but over time Joachim Low has placed trust in him and has started him ahead of Timo Werner and even Kevin Volland. Because the problem with the German attack is that they have been playing with a false 9, no outright number 9. And they have been hoping maybe if Kevin Volland comes up or Timo Werner comes up, then they can play with an arrow head up front. But without doubting the fact or whatever, we see Germany has been able to find a balance, and that has started from with the switch of play between Kimmich and Robin Gosens. Against France, it did not happen. Gosens against France it was just there doing his thing. But against Portugal, it took it to another level because you saw something they did very well. Anytime uh, Cruz or Sparkman now, Gundogan gets the ball, they send it wide to Kimmich, and Kimmich makes his run. Once Rafael Guerrero or Ruben Diaz are diverting attention to Kimmich, the ball goes crossfield.
Wow.
It's back to Ruben Gosens. And Semedo could not help himself because he was supposed to be partnered with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva was nowhere to be found. So it was literally a 2-on-1 situation. So you cannot face two players and expect to always win the ball. He tried, but they were always beating it.
So basically, you're giving this game to Germany.
You don't underrate the Germans when it comes to a major tournament. That's the truth.
So who are you giving it to?
I'm giving it to Germany outrightly because Southgate.
So you think Germany is going to win at Wembley?
They will win at Wembley, and we'll be here. We'll celebrate.
Moving on to the next game: Sweden versus Ukraine.
Sweden versus Ukraine. I think it's quite dodgy, but the Swedes. We should not forget. They literally did not concede until the finals.
The final day.
When Ruben Lewandowski did Ruben Lewandowski. No, it's the truth.
And it's quite shocking that Poland did not qualify.
The first goal needs to be applauded because the defender literally shielded him and there was like nowhere for Lewandowski to the ball. He found a way to put the ball past Ruben Olsen in the corner. And I was like, who is this guy? But we should not forget it's Lewandowski. So if you consider this Lewandowski, I think you should not be faulted as you consider because you are meant to concede when you play players like Lewandowski. But going through Spain, not conceding, playing Slovakia, and not conceding too. It's actually something to write about because we should not forget Spanish team put 5 past Slovakia or the Slovaks the last time they played. So if you can play a team like that and you don't concede and you top a group that had Spain. You're good.
All right, great. That was a lovely one. We're going to move to the star match of this tournament, and that's between Belgium and Portugal. Before we do that, we'll go on a break. When we come back, we should continue with the analysis. Welcome back to Still Football Analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, on this live streaming channel. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platform on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook. It's at Seetv Live 1. That is SEETV LIVE 1. Yes, make sure you follow us, tell a friend to follow us right now. We are live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. I still have my special guest in the studio. I have Osazil. Osazil, well done. And we're talking the Euro 2020. Now we're looking at the star match. Yes, the star match as between Belgium and Portugal. Now, if you look at it from the start of this tournament, Portugal, they won their first game. They lost their second game, woefully that is. They lost to Germany 4-2, and they drew their last game, meaning they've not really been invincible, like people would say. Portugal. Then going to Belgium, fairly speaking, they've been better. They've been rather impressive in this tournament. Although, looking at the group they're in, fairly you can say, okay, yes, they have the better teams in their group. But Portugal, group of death, of course, they had Germany, they had Hungary, and of course, France. So, Belgium, Portugal.
Oh, first of all, it's going to be a cracker. Tomorrow evening is going to be really loud because we have seen both sides or two teams with really impressive and exciting attacking talent. The goals in the Portugal attack, I think this season, Goncalves has about 23 goals, and Receiver has 28, Cristiano Ronaldo has 29. Bruno Fernandes has close to 20, if I'm not mistaken. Joao Felix is on the bench. He has not featured in this tournament.
And surprising though, considering the fact that he did well for Atletico.
That's tell you the area of talent.
Are you saying Portugal have more than Belgium?
Yes. Belgium doesn't go. If you check the Belgium attack, you take out Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne. There's nobody else. You can call Dries Mertens because Dries Mertens has tried for Napoli. Yes, but it was not all fit.
But we have Tielemans as well.
Yuri Tielemans will not give you the goals Joao Felix will give you. He will not give the goals Goncalves will give you. Because you see, I said, Portugal attack, I did a little research and I was like, they have players that have not featured. They have 23 goals, 27 goals in their league this season. And truly told, if you have that kind of attack still lying down or lying on the bench for them to come up, I think it should be watched because no team would like to face an attack like that. That's the truth. And any team that has Cristiano Ronaldo, that team is already down 1-0. Any team that has Cristiano Ronaldo is already leading 1-0. We should not forget that. It's the truth.
Not forget is also the highest scorer at the moment with 5 goals. I know some people would say we're penalties, but then again, he's been quite, really good.
So no pressure. Then Karim Benzema did 1-2, and he was and as at that time Hungary was leading Germany, so he had to convert to save his team from exiting the tournament. He did it well, and you say it's penalty. Okay.
One player though that I've been quite disappointed. With last season, he's been the best player. Coming to his national team, he's not quite lived up to your expectation.
I think even from when he made his debut, I think 2017 or so, he has not really been that standard player for the national team. Though he's a fantastic player, no doubt, a quality player. We saw it at Sporting Lisbon and why Manchester United paid so much for him. But anytime he comes to national team, he's just a totally different player. Just like you complain about Pogba, I say the Pogba in France is different from Pogba in Manchester United. I think Bruno Fernandes is in reverse.
Hey, it's a reverse, yes.
The Bruno Fernandes in Portugal and the Bruno Fernandes in Manchester United are totally different entities. And I think maybe he needs more of a psychological lift because we cannot doubt his quality.
Definitely.
So I think he needs more of a psychological lift or maybe a slight tweak in positional play, and it should be.
I agree. Do you think there's any pressure on Portugal, knowing that they are the defending champion of the Euros?
I think anything that has Cristiano Ronaldo and is defending a Euros that the way they won 2016 Euros was not really a traditional win. They won with something like the Denmark of 1992. They did
Yeah.
not win like the way Spain won in 2012 or 2008 or the way France won in 2000. They did not win like that. They just went like the way Greece won in 2004. You did not believe them until eventually they clinched the trophy. And they won against all odds. So now they are looking like, even Fernando Santos said, he has a better squad compared to 2016 side. So if a coach has openly admitted he has a better squad, you expect him to do something better. So it's actually title or nothing for Portugal now, because if Portugal crashes now, come tomorrow, say Belgium beats them and they are going on, it's a failure for this national side. Because first of all, let's leave the attack. Let's go to the midfield. The midfield.
I was about to say, let's look at both teams' last game. France, Portugal.
Mhm.
Sanchez, that guy.
I think
He literally pocketed Pogba and Kante.
I think Portugal should be grateful or are happy that they got Sanchez back in form when you needed him or when they need him. Because in 2016, he was in fantastic form. He was 18 years old and was running riot. Everything they faced, he got a goal against Croatia. The goal that even took them to penalties and eventually won them the game. Now, after then, he suffered quite a dip in form and he's back at his best and he's a more matured player. You see the way he plays, the way he was able to dazzle around Kante and Pogba. That day against France, I think it needs to be applauded because he really did well. And now he's facing a team that has less firepower in midfield, because you will not tell me that Dendonka and Yuri Tillemans will give you much physical trouble like the way Kante and Pogba will give. Because when it comes to physicality, I think it doesn't get better than Kante and Pogba. They are like Casemiro.
Yeah, Casemiro.
Yeah,
they have strength and all.
Tillemans and Dendonka will not give you that much physicality or problem physically. So I think we have less physical work to do and more technical work.
Now look at the Belgium last game as well. I must say, Lukaku, this tournament, he's been very impressive. Like, he's brought that form from Inter, like all the way, and is still. Let's forget about his goals, like his performance, his work rate. He's been really, doing the most for his team, and I think he's gonna be a threat to the Portuguese defense.
Yeah. He's currently the best player in Serie A. We should not forget he won the award last season. So I think what he did with Antonio Conte's side and how he improved the side overall, he doesn't need to find the back of the net to impact the game. He doesn't
Exactly.
need to, because he can make some runs that causes defense to.
I'm going to say that I think Conte even changed his game, because formerly he just he had strength. Now he's added pace to it.
Yes.
Pace, strength, and foresight for goal. And let's not forget Thierry Henry as well. He's really taught him, how to do some goals. He scores now. You'd be like, what? Is that Lukaku of 4 or 5 years ago?
No, the truth is, I think he has finally found a way to channel his ability properly, because without that, Lukaku has improved. Lukaku in Manchester United and Lukaku now are two different entities. Like, he has really improved. You see Lukaku and wow. Because even with his weaker foot, I think he has scored more goals with his weaker foot this tournament than his stronger left foot.
Yeah.
So that's to tell you he has started learning. And now, if you go back to time, we remember RVP, the 2 seasons he won Golden Boot. They won the Golden Boot in the Premier League. It was because he was able to convert his right foot. Because RVP then, when he was growing, if the ball doesn't come to his left leg, he's not going to do anything.
Definitely.
But now he eventually learned out his weaker foot and he found the back of the net more often than any player. So I think Lukaku has really introduced that into his game, and he has been really fantastic. Let's not lie. We saw him against Denmark. You see, playing against a spirited side, playing against a side that has one extra motivation, a motivation which you don't have. Nobody prays for that kind of motivation. True. But Denmark has one way found themselves in that kind of situation where they have a motivation of a player that is. No, I was talking about Denmark now. Denmark found a motivation with a player in the hospital, and they want to win this for him.
For a purpose.
So you're playing in Copenhagen, you're playing against a spirited side, you're playing against a side that is ready to tear you apart, and you gradually came back into the game and eventually won. That speaks volume. Lukaku, and let's not forget, they have one guy that sees everything. He sees everything from the midfield, Kevin De Bruyne. He sees everything. He's always 4 steps, 5 steps ahead of any player. 4 steps. So if you have, truth be told, Portuguese winning tomorrow, apart from the Cristiano Ronaldo factor and everything, if you keep Kevin De Bruyne quiet, maybe you put a Danilo on him, or you put Ruben Neves, whoever plays, you put man mark him, just take him out of the game. I think you have literally shut out over 60% of the Belgian strength. But in a situation where you allow Kevin De Bruyne to roam and roam, you're just inviting trouble. That's
And for the record, I don't think Belgium. I don't think they've ever won against Portugal.
no. I think
I don't.
I'm sure in a major competition they've not
They've
defeated the
never. Yeah,
Portuguese. They've not
they,
defeated the Portuguese.
so like everything is leading to Portugal winning tomorrow's game. Yes.
And let's not forget, Belgium is one of Cristiano Ronaldo's favorite opponents. He has 3 goals against them. So you hope to continue that goal scoring run against them. And you know, one thing that was working in favor of Cristiano Ronaldo is that he has Alida's record in sight. Just any goal is ahead of him already. He wants to set a record. Platini did 9 goals in the tournament. That was in 1980. In the 80s, I cannot remember precisely the year, but he did 9 goals in the tournament. Ronaldo has done 5 this tournament. So he wants to do extra 4 or even more to take. Ronaldo he says record chases him. He doesn't chase record. So he wants something like that for himself again, and or he just wants every record for himself.
But I must say that like Belgium, they're just one side that I don't know how to place it because they have talent, but they've never like they've not won any major trophy.
Yeah.
Like look at the World Cup, the Euros. Now, like it's gonna be very disheartening to see them go out of this tournament again because looking at the stars they have, and they have a good coach as well, Martinez. What exactly is wrong with the Belgian side?
I think this is not the first time Belgium find themselves in this situation. Because if I'm not mistaken,
But they've been really unlucky. I don't know who's more unlucky, Netherlands or Belgium. I really don't know.
it has to be Netherlands. Netherlands has lost 3 World Cup finals.
That's just unlucky, right? And they have a nice squad as well.
Well, I think the Belgium in the 80s, I'm trying to remember the year, I think 88, 86, they had this spell of fantastic players. Fantastic players. No, though not this pronounced because then most of them were playing in Gand and Gent, then Club Brugge and the rest. But now they have players playing abroad, Man City, Inter Milan, and the rest. Though I think what we can notice about Belgium squad is from 2016 or 2015 when they gathered up to 2021 now, they have grown. Mm? Especially attacking wise, they have grown really to be a really lethal weapon when they face anybody. Belgium can put 5, 6, 7 past you.
Yes.
Even with their junior, their second string side, they can put 6 past you. But the thing is, we should not forget Toby Alderweireld, Thomas Van Merlen, and Jan Vertonghen. They are not the defenders they were 4, 5 seasons ago. Because if Jan Vertonghen was really in form, he would not play for Benfica today. Spurs will not allow him go. That's the truth.
Definitely.
Spurs will not allow him go. But they have a Jason Denaya. He's quite young, and they have Derek Boyata. He has been around, but he has not really lived up to the hype. But the truth is, if those guys can hold their own against a Cristiano Ronaldo, because that's where if you saw the goal against Germany, the first goal against Germany, Toni Kroos takes the corner, Ronaldo heads the ball out. Ronaldo went ahead of Bernardo Silva, Diego Jota to convert the chance. He started the chance and he finished the chance. So if you can play effectively against that side, he's 36, but his pace has not reduced. And the truth is, we know add Alderweireld and Vertonghen's pace together, they will not meet Ronaldo. That's the truth. So if you can cope against Ronaldo, if you can contain him, keep him away from the box, don't let him make those athletic jumps. Don't let him take shots from distance or cause you any trouble. Then maybe cut the supplies getting to Diego Jota. I think you have.
I think we've said it all. It's all about the Ronaldo factor tomorrow. Belgium versus Portugal. Ronaldo is or might be the difference between the two sides. Belgium have never defeated Portugal in a major tournament. Let's see if they're going to do that tomorrow. We'll go on another break. When we come back, we should round off with this segment. It is still football analysis with yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, your football quiz commissioner, right on this live streaming channel. And today, as I said earlier, we're looking at the Euro 2020. For those that do not know, they're supposed to play this tournament last year, but due to COVID-19, that's why it's been brought to 2021. That's why it's called Euro 2020. Yes, it's meant to be last year, but now due to COVID is this year. I still have our guest in the studio, Osaze.
I'm really fine. I'm really fine.
I agree. Take on the officiating of this tournament because so many people are complaining that the referees they've not been so many. Here and there. Well, what's your take on officiating?
I think
That penalty. France.
Matthew
No,
Laos.
no, sorry. Portugal and France. Yes.
Matthew Laos. Yeah. See, I think basically
That particular referee likes controversy every time I've always observed him.
Matthew Laos in La Liga is one of the most animated referee you get. He's really funny and he officiates in a street football manner. In the sense, when he get tackled, he will know he doesn't whistle. Play on. Then when there's obviously no chance again, they had any one offside, down one offside, Ambo and the rest. But I think if we pay attention to the way VR is being used in Bundesliga 2, the Bundesliga 1, La Liga, and the Serie A, you will know the VAR is supposed to, or it is supposed to be a thing that's supposed to be part of the game because there's literally there's little or no controversies. But because we watch so much of the EPL in this side of the world, there's always this Anthony Taylor today, Atkinson tomorrow, Oliver next tomorrow, and like that. So, but so far, I think UEFA has really done really well in terms of officiating.
Let me digress a bit. There's this news that came up last week about the Champions League that the away goal rule is going to be scrapped. What's your take on that?
I think what UEFA is doing gradually is you're taking away the fun from the beautiful game because look at Lucas Moura, Tottenham and Ajax
The
semi-final,
semi-final, yes.
Man City, Tottenham quarter-final, Roma, Barcelona
Also final,
quarter-final,
yeah.
and
The away.
many other memories. A lot of them, I think, even Deportivo Milan 2003, where you play 4-1 and 3-0, something like that. If you take away the away goal rule, eventually you're going to take away the fun because there's this beauty that comes with the game. Everybody wants to when you go away from home, instead of if you score away from home, you have a chance of qualifying. So there's no need for you to sit back. Uh, you don't want to invite pressure.
No, according to them, they're saying it makes team less attacking.
Yeah.
So most teams now just want to score and relax when they come back to their house just because of the away goal rule.
I actually saw the stats of the goals. They gave a stat of the goal ratio since 1990 up till now, and it has really improved. Goals away from home have always improved. So they felt since the goals away from home has improved, uh, let's just take away the away goal rule and hopefully the trend will continue. But I think if you take away the away goal rule, I can easily say now I'm going to your house to just park the bus, play draw, come to my house and finish the work in front of my fans. But because there was a away goal rule, if you don't do your duty properly away from home, you come to your house and maybe your opponent fans just one goal everywhere just scatter all of a sudden. To avoid something like that, you most of the time go away from home and try to finish your duties. But now that there's no way go, I think maybe it may be less boring. I don't know, but let's see how it goes. But for me, I think UEFA just took away one of the fun away from the game.
I agree. Another area of football is Nigerian sport. Let's talk about Nigerian football because when talking about Euros, talking about Champions League, we have to talk about our own country. What's your take on our national league here? Do you think is I don't know, has been impressive so far?
I think the only impressive thing about our league is the fact we now see some of the games on TV. The MPFL TV app has really done well. But I think we have to take it far and wide. Let every game be on TV because games that are not on TV tends to be the one that comes with controversy. Example, the Bender Insurance and Remo Stars, where players had to run for their lives. Uh, if it was on TV, I'm sure nobody would do that. We saw what happened in Kaduna, Kano Pillars and is it, Aqua United, where they had to move the other end of the game to the next day, where everybody had to take to their use. If that game was on TV, I'm sure fans will not want to do things that will bring bad viewership and bad things to their team. So they are composed and say, but when you're conscious of the fact that no camera is watching, so whatever you do stays in the stadium there, you can tend to misbehave and even tweak things to favor you. So, but first of all, kudos has to go to the team behind the or the crew behind the MPFL TV that have really done well. And so far, we have been able to see a few games on TV, and hopefully in the near future we can
All
see
right, Gwen, let's move
everything.
on to the Nations Cup, which is going to, I think that'll be,
Cameroon.
yeah, Cameroon. Now, the Nigerian football team, do you think we have enough talent to win that?
Do we have talent? Yes. Are we going to win? No.
Why?
Because
I think our coach has done well so far.
Don well so far is qualifying with points to spare. An average Nigerian doesn't want you to qualify with points to spare. He wants you to bring a trophy home.
Yeah,
West
trophy is the most important
Ham not give you the qualify with 50 games to spare with you don't fight. See, entertainment analysis, there's this similarity I draw. Gareth Southgate and General
yes,
they're from the same lineage.
Lots of talent, wrong blending.
Should I tell you something? It now goes Nigerian forward scored in Europe this season of more than 100. Well, we've never had it before, where a Super Eagles forward generally scored over 100 goals in the season. We saw Kelechi, everybody started shouting, see
Yeah.
Paul Onachu was doing it in Ghana. Siri Desas was coming from the bench in Gong and was scoring. Terry Murphy was doing it in France. Victor Osimhen, despite COVID and injury, got double figures for Napoli. Much of our forward is out there. And the rest, they did what they had to do. And Onyekuru left Monaco for Galatasaray. Fatih Terim can testify. If he's to watch this, he will tell you. Onyekuru came off the bench and won games upon games for Galatasaray. So you have those kind of talents at your disposal, and still we still find it. We play Sierra Leone, we play 4-1, 4-4, then we go to Sierra Leone and play 0-0. I don't understand. I think if we want to win something for real now, if we want to win something, Jim is not the man.
So who do you think is the man? Do you think a home-based coach is the man?
I think a coach to understand the terrain of Nigeria because
I just think there's a lot of politics in our football. That's the thing. That's just the thing.
This is Nigeria, okay? And the truth is, if we were to go by the coaches we have, we don't need a coach with the biggest of CV because Otto Gloria in 1980 when he won the Euros, the Nations Cup for Nigeria, his CV was not the biggest, but eventually grew really large or grew really big. Clemens Westerhoff, it was in Nigeria he became Clemens Westerhoff. Those 5 years or 6 years stint in Nigeria made him Clemens Westerhoff. Bonfrey Joe, Johannes Bonfrey, it was until he came to Nigeria. Even Stephen Keshi. Okay, Stephen Keshi made his name with Togo when he qualified them, but nobody believed Stephen Keshi will come in 2013 and take us all the way to the finals and get us the trophy. But everybody knew Stephen Keshi eventually. The truth is, Nigeria doesn't need the best of coaches like Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Zinedine Zidane. You just need the input Zidane had in Madrid when he came the first thing. He was not the best of coach tactically. So maybe his second stint, you would have said he learned a lot of tactics and was able to tweak things. You need a coach that can speak to the players, touch them at that spot they need to hear, that thing they need to hear. Let them do what they are supposed to do. Not when you go up to the pitch and you start playing as if you have family problems and it's getting to you on the pitch. But the truth is, apart from we dragging Generator into the mud and everything, Generator, I think the administration overall has to do well. Uh, there's this rumor the players have not been paid for 18 months and everything. Generator has not been paid. Let's be real with ourselves. He has not been paid for I think about 4 5 months. That's why you see this current friendly against Mexico. He said something like he has not he's not aware of everything and everything. So if I think if our administration gets everything properly, like your administration gets everything correctly, uh, first of all, administration gets everything correctly, we will not hire generator. That's the truth. Let's be with ourselves. Administration gets everything correctly, we will not hire generator. But now we are stuck with generator. Why not let's tweak this plan? Let's remove this plan to something that can give us title. I think there comes the work. So far, 5 years in Nigeria, he has not done what we wanted him to do. He just qualifies us for tournament and we end up crashing out. That's not what we want. Nigeria goes for title. So we want the title. And next year, I'm not sure they're to get all the titles.
All right, wonderful. Nigerians want the titles. It's been a wonderful time out today. I mean, what can I say? Osaze, you've really done well. Thank you very much. Yes, it's still football analysis with Osaze in the studio. But before we go, let's talk about some sensitization topics. Now, today we're going to look at blind spots and also the rebel. Now, I don't know if you know how to drive. For those that know how to drive, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Now, blind spots is just that area that you can't see by just looking at, but you can't see forward just by looking at your rear view. Those are the areas you can't really see, and it's really important that we pay attention to the blind spot when driving. Also, we need to check our rear view as well when driving. We're going to have someone to talk about that subsequently. But then again, please, anytime you're driving, let us be very safe. Let us use our seat belts, check our engine oil, check our fuel level. Also, ensure that our cars are properly checked. One thing that affects most Nigerian drivers all over the world is they don't really maintain their car. They just hit the road like that. Right here, Seetv, we are concerned about your safety. Yes, road safety. Always obey traffic lights and also ensure, yes, because of the COVID season, always use your nose mask as well. It's been a wonderful time again, as I said. Sazi, thank you so much for coming through. I just hope when we call you, you're going to come. All right, great. It's still yours truly, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. This program was brought to you courtesy Ada Amasinle Foundation. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. That's on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. That's at Seetv Live 1, SEETV LIVE 1. Till I come away again. Bye bye.